Welcome, hello. Today we're going to talk about the 4 sacred medicines. And this is a wonderful place to begin. Whether you've been involved in cultural teachings or cultural programming for your entire life, or whether you're just starting out, the 4 sacred medicines are very simple teachings, but so profound. And they're really tools that you can use to help work with your clients and work within your programs as well. So the 4 sacred medicines that we have are cedar, sage, tobacco, and sweetgrass. All of these 4 medicines are in this basket today, and they all work together for our good. We have sage. There's 2 types of sage in this basket, broadleaf sage and the small little leaf sage here. We have cedar, we have tobacco, and we have sweetgrass. When we give teachings to mainstream organizations, we often choose to start with the 4 sacred medicines because this is a wonderful introduction to many Aboriginal cultures. So it's important to get comfortable with these medicines, to start to understand what they smell like, what they feel like, of course, what they look like. And each of these medicines have a job. Much like each of us in the life cycle wheel, these medicines provide their job to us so beautifully, and they are here to help us. You may have seen a smudge bowl. Many people will choose to burn the medicines in a smudge bowl, but this is not completely necessary, but this is what you would have seen very often. And when we burn our medicines, our elders are always reminding us that when we burn those medicines, that it takes our prayers up to the Creator. So let's look at the 4 sacred medicines in a little bit more detail. The first one is tobacco. Our elders tell us that tobacco is the leader medicine. And what's so interesting is when we talk to mainstream organizations often, they say, well, isn't tobacco a bad thing? Especially health providers. They get quite astounded that we have teachings around tobacco. So the first thing we need to understand here is that this is traditional tobacco. Okay, this is not commercialized tobacco, and we in no way promote internally taking in commercial tobacco. In fact, we can use the traditional teachings of tobacco to help with smoking cessation, because when you have those traditional teachings of tobacco, you're more prone not to abuse it. So tobacco as the leader medicine is like the communicator, is the messenger. Tobacco, our elders say, take our prayers up to the Creator. You may have seen, I'm going to look here, these little tobacco ties at Wabano. You might have been given one for your first visit here. You'll see these getting passed on. And we do this to honor the teaching that our elders say that tobacco always goes first. So when we give tobacco, when we present it to someone, it's a relationship that we're beginning with them. Anything that you want to ask someone, if you're asking an elder to do something for you, if you are perhaps starting a journey with a client, starting with tobacco is what you do first. It begins the relationship. It's how you lay down your best intentions and your wishes and your requests. So tobacco is that messenger. It lays down our wishes and intents, and it carries that to the Creator. So starting with tobacco and praying with tobacco is such an important thing for our intentions for the day. Sage. Sage has a very, very distinct smell. I would say all of the medicines do, but burning sage, if you've never smelt it before, I strongly encourage you to find some. There's always lots within Wabano. Find yourself a shell and burn some, because that smell, we tell police officers to do this all the time because it's a very distinct smell and can be mistaken for other types of herbal plants. And it's really important that people understand that smudging is a part of day-to-day life for Aboriginal people. And when we burn it, it's a cleansing for us. It's a letting go, right? It's where we take a moment to be silent. It's where we remember that our days aren't just about thinking and doing and feeling, but that we must be as well. And so sage teaches us that, and to let go of all those things that no longer help us any longer. One of my favorite things about sage is if you choose not to burn it, the other thing is just any of the sage can be rubbed in your hands, and the oils of the plants, and it will crumble like this. It's wonderful, but to rub it in your hands and to smell afterwards. This goes back to our teachings of belonging. We talked about the 5 senses. The medicines remind us of this, that not only can you touch them and see them, but you can smell them, right? It's really important. Cedar as well is also a cleanser. Cedar, we can make cedar tea with. Within our health promotion programs, we even make an iced cedar tea that is absolutely delicious. But it helps for cleansings. It reminds us to take care of ourselves and to be well. And because it's this evergreen, it's always reminding us of that throughout the year. Finally, sweetgrass. Sweetgrass is generally always braided. And our elders tell us that sweetgrass is the hair of Mother Earth. I tell you, when you walk into a room when they are braiding sweetgrass, nothing smells better. But what this reminds us of, because we do it in a braid like this, one strand of sweetgrass is not strong. It can be broken, it can be crushed very simply. But when we come together and we braid each other, we're strong. That's the reminder in the teaching. So sweetgrass can be burned within the shell, but also you may have seen people who have actually lit one end of the sweetgrass braid, and they can often go around the room to cleanse. You can do it for yourself. However you choose to do it, whatever is right for you is important. And I think elders are always telling us and reminding us of that there is no right or wrong way to smudge, that whatever you need in this moment is what's best. If you're choosing to do it within a shell, I've heard many elders talk about that when we use the shell and we bring the smoke to us, they'll come around. The first thing that you can know is that you always have the choice to say no, that you do not have to partake in smudging. This is not something that is a requirement. It is offered. All of our teachings are always offered, and you can take what you need and leave the rest. And so if you do choose to take that smudge, you may choose to bring it to your eyes so that you see clearly, that you bring it to your ears that you may hear with the best of minds. You might bring it to your mouth so that you say good words. You may choose to bring it to your heart to cleanse out and to feel all those good feelings. You may choose to clear it all over your entire being, to cleanse all those things that have gotten onto you from the day and to move forward in a good way. But whatever way you choose to do it is the right way. There is no right or wrong. And so these medicines are here for you to walk your journey and to also help your clients walk their journey. Miigwech.